You see, today, it's the 14th. There's something that we need to add to that date because just moments ago, we have breaking news from our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. Restricted free agent center Deandre Ayton has agreed to a 4-year, $133 million maximum offer sheet with the Indiana Pacers. His agents have told ESPN Phoenix now has 48 hours to match the largest offer sheet in NBA history. Senior NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski will be joining us very shortly. And now we welcome in senior writer Brian Windhorst. Brian, what do you make of the situation unfolding and us seeing Deandre Ayton sign that offer sheet?
Yeah, the Pacers have been lining this up since the first day of free agency. They met with DeAndre Ayton coming right out of the gates, expressed their interest in him. And as the Suns elected really not to seriously engage on the type of contract that DeAndre Ayton wanted, the Pacers made moves to make this possible, specifically trading Malcolm Brogdon to the Boston Celtics to open up the space to do this. Now, Malika, the Pacers don't like to do offer sheets. How much do they not like to do them? This is the second one they've done in 40 years, and the last one was for a very low-level role player. So they wanted to negotiate a sign and trade with Phoenix and had discussions to that end. They couldn't agree to terms. There was some consideration that this could be a part of a bigger deal. We've talked about that on this show this week. But the Pacers are tired of waiting, and they went forward and made this move. Now, the real question is, do the Suns match? The concept of losing a player like DeAndre Ayton for nothing, which would happen if they didn't match in 48 hours, would be a devastating blow to Phoenix. We almost never see the loss of a restricted free agent to this level. But they do not believe that Ayton is a max player. They didn't believe he was a max player during the extension talks last fall. They do not believe he's a max player now. Matching this would make DeAndre Ayton untradeable until January 15th, so he couldn't be used in any kind of Kevin Durant trade, even if they kept him. And it would push the Suns about $15 million into the luxury tax, a very penal place that they have almost never gone before. So we are all going to be having our popcorn watching the Suns maneuver when they get this offer sheet and we see what bells and whistles are in it to see how toxic the Pacers might have made it.
Very, very interesting. So once again, this means they have 48 hours that we get to watch that the Phoenix Suns could potentially match this offer sheet, or DeAndre Ayton could head to the Pacers. And you said something very key, be untradeable, Brian. Once again, we're waiting for senior insider Adrian Wojnarowski to join us with more details. But now I want to bring in one of our analysts. It is Tim Legler to join Brian and I in this conversation. Legs, what's your initial reaction to this offer sheet being extended?
Well, I'm happy for DeAndre Ayton. I think, the way he's played over the last couple of seasons put him in this category to get this kind of contract. But Wendy hit it on the head. Phoenix has been adamant from the beginning. They didn't view him as a max player. And you're now talking about a guy that's going to make $33 million a year as a center in a league that has continually gotten away from that position in terms of its importance to winning. Now, I know there are some 7-footers around the league, and in fact, the last the top three MVP vote getters were all 7-footers, but look at the dynamic versatility that guys like Giannis and Jokic and Embiid have. That's not what we're talking about here. DeAndre Ayton is a very good player on both ends of the floor, but Indiana clearly just desperate to fill a need, and now this is a problem for Phoenix because I don't think they want to match, and this is their biggest chip in any sort of deal involving Kevin Durant. So this has really now pushed everything right at the doorstep of the Phoenix Suns. What are they going to do? It would be very surprising if they matched it unless they knew for a fact that they could then, in fact, trade him.
We keep using the word surprising to describe if Phoenix were, over the next 48 hours, to match this offer. Brian, can you just walk us back through? They had several occasions over the course of the season where they could have agreed to an extension. That didn't happen. Can you remind our viewers why?
Yeah, so last fall, they had up until a date in October. I can't remember what the exact day was, basically the eve of the season. And they just were never very close. DeAndre Ayton and his agents really felt like he should get a max offer. Number one pick in the draft, who's had very productive years, proven to be very versatile on the defensive end, which is valuable in today's day and age, despite moving away from centers. They were determined to get that max, and the Suns just didn't feel he was that player. The Suns felt like in their system that they can find effective centers that were just less than this cost. Last year they had Bismack Biyombo had successful games. They had JaVale McGee. have successful play. They even had Jalen Smith, sort of their fourth-string center, play really well at times when Ayton was injured. And they just didn't value him at that level. And so they really were never close. In fact, there was quite a bit of animosity that emerged from those talks. Throughout the season, it was an underlying factor, although I don't think it affected the way Ayton played. And they started off on that same animosity in this negotiation. They were never close to coming to terms with Ayton directly. It was always about whether he was going to get an offer sheet. Indiana emerged in the last week or so as the primary place. And, you know, there were offers there, and there were options there for Phoenix that they maybe could have done, but they just really held their ground, and they put themselves in this position. And it is fascinating. There's a wide array of guessing and opinion on what the Suns are going to do here.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.